Hey everybody, welcome back. Change perspective, change your awareness, change your life. I'm Dr. Michelina AF, hashtag that felon doctor, here to talk to you more about adversity, which I, if you know anything about me, am very good at overcoming. I'm also very good at experiencing, okay? If you're anything like me, you might make a lot of your own problems. I am the one, I do that a lot. And so why? Why do we do it, right? Why do we have problems? Why do we make problems? If we live in a universe that's very benevolent, which we do, right? If you look to natural design, if you look to nature for all things natural, which I always like to do, nature by itself is very organized, it is very exact, it is very perfect. Seed follows after seed, sun, moon, stars come out, like it is not hard. If you take humans out of the equation, the natural order and natural balance of things is very easy. We add the chaos. Humans add the chaos. But if you just have things without humans, things are pretty orderly, which is to say the universe likes a natural design. The universe likes an order to things. Humans add the chaos. We add the problem. So just by our nature, we add the adversity, which I know is like really wild to think about. We add the adversity. We do it because we feel things like greed, lust, sloth, envy, wrath, pride, all of these not so great emotions that we act on and act out of. And so there's this constant battle between who we are in our core, which is love, light, truth, all these really wonderful high level things, and who we are in our natural bodies, which is base level, not the best, kind of prone to making sort of mistakes. Is what we're good at doing, right? And so biblically it even says like God grieved that he made us in the flesh because like we're just prone to making mistakes, like we're just prone to it. And so why there is adversity is because on one hand, we are naturally problem makers. Now, the nice thing is that we're also naturally problem solvers. Our brain is naturally solving problems all the time. It doesn't always work in our favor, right? Sometimes our brain is thinking it's solving problems when it's actually making problems. There's a lot there to actual situational fear and psychological fear, right? Now in this day and age, our brain is constantly gearing up for battle, but we don't have a lot of battles going on, not physical ones. So like situational fear, our brains would make those situations, it would plan for those situations. Actual, bobcat coming out of the wild type of situations. Now we have a lot of psychological fear. So it's a psychological warfare here that we have, where we're not actually in really any danger, but things feel dangerous to us and our brain will work to make sure the danger is abated. Right, you see the issue. So we're naturally adversary causers. We naturally cause our own adversity. We naturally make problems that we want to solve a lot of times. But also, so on one hand, that's just human nature. On the other hand, our expectations a lot of times cause problems. Like, oh, this just happened. I just got off a call and I expected it to go one way, which was my own fault. And it didn't go that way. And I was like, oh, I have to take a beat. Like, oh, awkward. Like, let me not get married to my own design here and let me see if there's room for something better to come along. That person might have a better solution than I thought I had. And so I have to all the time take a step back. In my new course, Overcoming Adversity, I talk a lot about this. So if you are somebody who has adversity in your life and needs adversity training, I'll call it, to overcome it, go to www.acornsandoaks.vhx.tv and you will find it there. Okay, it is a fantastic course. I'm obsessed with this course and it's going to be so helpful to you if you have adversity. It gives you a step-by-step process. It gives you a course, gives you resources. It's wonderful. But check that out. Links in bio. But ultimately, I had expectations around how that call was going to go. It didn't go that way. I had to reframe and reformat. A lot of the times, a lot of the reasons why we've got adversity in our lives is because we have expectation around how things are supposed to go. We don't just let things happen, right? We don't just let things happen. We have expectations around how it goes, and then when it doesn't go that way, we're like, what the heck? And we're upset. And it's like, well, there's that. So there's a lot of reasons why we encounter adversity. One, we're naturally adversarial. Two, our brains have a lot of expectation that are not necessarily the best. And three, and this is one that nobody likes to talk about, so let me talk to you about it. We've got a spiritual enemy. Now, I know that's heavy for some people, and I'm sorry, but like, just look at the universe. Let's take any religious belief, any faith-based beliefs out of it, shall we? Let us just look at the universe. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? If you have good, you have got to have bad. And I don't like those rudimentary terms, so I'm going to do this. If you have selflessness, which is inherently kind of goodness, then you're going to have selfishness. Okay? You just are. So if you've got light, you're going to have dark. The universe functions in balance. If you have order, you're going to have chaos. So on one hand, if you've got problems, they're going to get solved. But on the other hand, if you have a source that is all things good, which has got to exist, because if we have good things, they have to come from a source. I don't care what you believe in, but like fundamentally, science tells us if a thing exists as a construct, it had to come from somewhere. So there is a source somewhere that is all things order, love, truth, light, because those things exist in our reality. They exist in our nature. You don't have to study hard to figure it out. That's not a hard study, okay? And you can look at anything. All things natural, look to nature. You can look to anything. You can look to the way the grass grows. You can look to the way the universe is organized. You can look to the composition of the air. You can look to the composition of our bodies. Like anything, you can see the parallels between like an atomic structure and the universe. Not the universe, I'm sorry, the solar system. You can see the, parallels between our eye and a star. Like the parallels are there, right? So this is not hard. I hope it's not hard. I'm not trying to make it hard. I'm trying to make it as simplistic as possible. So if there's a source for all things good, and there has to be, science dictates that there has to be. And also science dictates that if there's one thing, there's an equal and opposite thing, then there has to be a source for not good or absence of, right? So if we've got a source for love, the absence of that is no love. And so the third thing that brings us adversity is that source, whatever, whoever you believe it is, that actually wants to cause harm, right? If there's a source that wants to protect, take care, and provide, there is also a source that is equal and opposite to it that wants to destroy, destruct, and make very difficult for people, right? So that is, at the end of the day, the reason why we have adversity. And, people are always like, oh, well, if there's a God, why does he allow bad things to happen, blah, blah, blah. Well, because there's an equal and opposite force to, if you believe in God, there's an equal and opposite force to that. So adversity exists for a lot of reasons. I'm going to recap them. 1, humankind. 2, expectations. 3, spiritual enemy. And if you don't like that last one, just put it on the shelf, because it doesn't make it less true just because you don't like it. Science dictates that, just the way of the world, just the way things balance out. So with all that being said, adversity is really an interesting concept that I enjoy talking about. I actually love it. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about how conflict and adversity are similar. Talked a little bit about trauma and adversity. I might do a little bit more of that too, but hope you're enjoying this series. Like I said, I have a course, acornsandoaks.vhx.tv. I have a course there on overcoming adversity. I also have a course there on how to function through transition and transformation, moving from confusion to clarity. There'll be more courses there as I record them and as I come up with them, but for now, those are there for you. If you like what you're hearing, hang out here. grow the channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know if you like it, and I'm gonna just keep on bringing this perspective to you, and appreciate you guys being here.